Shot to the heart, and you're too late, darling. You give love a bad name.
Hello there, welcome back to This Morning. Lots more to come between now and 12:30, including a real-life rock star in the studio.
There he is.
There he is, he's real. Jon Bon
He's right here next to us.
Here to tell us all about 40 years in rock, the truth behind his rift with bandmate Richie Sambora, as well as revealing if he'll ever tour again following surgery on his vocal cord.
It sounds like, John, that our viewers are excited as us to see you today.
Excited.
The amount of them getting in touch. Michelle says, I don't know where to start. I've been a fan since the beginning, travelling the world. I've seen them in Abu Dhabi, New York, Nashville, Mexico, and the rest. They helped me meet friends from all over the world. The band was always happy to post for a photo. Kimberly, I've been a fan of Bon Jovi 30 years. I've been to one concert but didn't get to see them much in the UK. Can't wait to see them again. Bon Jovi's been such a massive part of my life. This is Lisa. I've been married 32 years. I've always told the hubby that Bon Jovi is the only man I'd leave him for. Goodness me, John, the impact you're having on these people.
Thanks.
Look at this. My first love, this is Emma, my first love in the band had the most influence on my life. This is me as a 7-year-old with all my posters and clippings. There she is there.
That's sweet.
Very, very cute. Does that ever get tiring, John, all that?
No, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
You never thought about it. The impact that we've had.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Lovely to have you here. Thank you for
you.
joining
Really happy to be
We'll be
here.
chatting to you in just a minute. Now then, our next guest is quite simply a rock legend, having sold over 130 million records. He's nodding. He's nodding. Yeah,
I like that. You like that.
130 million records. He's performed thousands of times all over the world with his band Bon Jovi.
John and the band are celebrating their 40th anniversary with a brand new album, as well as a documentary which reflects on the highs and lows of their incredible career. Before we chat with John, here's a little look.
Some of the songs I wrote in my bedroom in New Jersey. I remember the day we wrote Living on a Prayer, not thinking much of the song.
So that's the best song we've written to date. John's choruses demand to be sung by 20,000 people in an arena.
We were just crushing it. Anything that every one of those bands talks about, we did. It was real fun, and I thought everybody else was enjoying it too.
Wrong.
I don't regret leaving, but I regret how I did it.
Nobody expected Richie to quit in the middle of the night. It was heartbreaking. John's going through his challenges.
I'm optimistic, but I'm scared.
I don't know if there's going to be a happy ending.
With every decade comes another life's lesson.
It's all or nothing.
And Jon Bon Jovi joins us now. Good morning. I mean, when you see those clips, it's such an honest documentary. I mean, it really isn't a puff piece.
No, all the blemishes are there. You know, you see your life flash before your eyes just before you pass away. I don't think I'm dead yet.
You're not. You're not.
Very much alive.
Yeah, I know.
There is so much in it, John. Like, we've all loved your music for decades now and seen that sort of that journey that, as a band, you've been on and the way that whole music landscape has changed. I wonder how you found looking back and going through some of that old footage.
It was emotional. You know, it was emotional. We, the band, got together maybe 6 months ago and saw a rough cut. It's the last time I watched it. And it was emotional. There was the highs, there was the lows. Because really, to have an honest-to-goodness career that lasts 40 years, there has to be highs and lows. And you have to acknowledge both.
Yeah, of course. And what were those moments like when you were sifting through all of the back catalogue? Because there are moments in the movie where you're literally going through tape
Cassettes and notebooks.
Back in the day, and then you see this moment where you watch yourself going on stage all those years ago at the Giant Stadium.
Right.
And you talk and you're like, that kid's excited.
He was very excited. There was a lot of caffeine in that system. I was bouncing off the walls before I got onto the stage, yeah.
But do you get that feeling back when you watch it? Is it a slight of out-of-body experience, or do you go back?
You know, I think it's the wisdom of having, you know, the experience and looking back on that kid. You've been asked throughout your career, what would you tell the younger you?
Yeah.
Slow down. It's okay.
Pace yourself.
We're going to be here. You know, it all works out in the end.
Yeah.
There is one of the things that you do broach and you show a lot of the work you have to put in with your voice at the moment, John.
Yeah.
You've been very honest about some of the struggles that you are having with singing. And you've said, if you can't be the Jon Bon Jovi that you always have been, you're not going to do it. Where are you with the voice at the moment? How is it?
You know, what people will see in the film had been shot 1 year and 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I'm much further along in the process now. We have a new album that's coming out in June. I had no issues singing it. The successful surgery happened. Now it's all a part of the rehabilitation of a vocal cord. You got to remember that your vocal cords are as big as your thumbnail. They're this big, you know, and it's out of your control, really.
And every time you sing, they work really, really hard.
They work hard.
The way you sing.
You know, for 40 years, they've worked hard.
He's the original front man.
Yeah.
You know? Absolutely.
But it's coming along, thank you.
And so, do you think there is a chance you'll tour again? Because in the documentary, you compare it to Tiger Woods, actually.
Yeah, coming back to the Masters.
And being kind of 80% of...
100% of 80%.
Exactly.
Right.
Do you think you
That's
will?
unacceptable.
That's unacceptable
my
to you.
hope is to, my intention is to...
But if you're not at 100%...
Then I'm done. You know, it would be that simple. But like I said, believe me, folks, thank you very much, but I'm very far down the road of recovery at this point.
Okay.
I'm not there yet, but for me, the bar is that 2.5 hours a night, 4 nights a week. You know, that's what we do. You know, if we're going to play, we play.
It's amazing, though, when you think back to young John and what he got away with, and how it just all came so naturally when you were singing, and it wasn't something you worried about, I bet.
Yeah, I'd never had any issues, you know, physically. So this was a surprise to me.
A lot of the stuff in the documentary that's so wonderful to look back, because as a kid of the 80s, as was Kat, the look, and particularly the hair, John. And what I loved was the idea that your dad was one of the first guys that helped with the styling of your hair.
Well, he was a hairdresser. My dad was a hairdresser. It's not that he created that.
No. But if you think about the impact that look had, to have your old man doing that, I mean, do you ever sort of turn around and go, Dad, how did you let me go on stage looking like that?
No. You know, but like I said, it was the way that every kid in the mall in America looked. You know, I've had such a privileged life that my baby pictures are public. Yours are not, you know?
Okay, some of ours are. Believe me, some of them
We've
really
got a baby
are.
picture of the two of you from
yes.
24 years ago.
Where is it?
Oh, yeah, hold on,
Let's have a look. Have you got this? Kat
You do? Oh, good.
I'm really little.
See the UK. I think it's year 2000.
I don't know,
They'll
was
try
it
and dig it out.
2000?
They'll
System
dig it
Summer, we'll show you.
There we go. There we
So
go.
there's Kat.
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
a baby, and you're a baby too. There's a
love
sign
it.
of you that's a baby as well. But I think that was one of the things about the documentary that struck me was you were also honest, and each person had their own
Truth.
Yes, that's what you said.
Correct. You know, we didn't want to have a vanity piece here. If we were going to tell this 40-year journey, it had to be everybody's truth, because no matter what we talk about here today, we're all going to take this experience home differently.
Yeah.
You're going to, you know, decide what you got out of today's conversation. So everybody deserved to have their viewpoints heard.
And you don't shy away from Richie leaving and the drama and the trauma that all caused you.
Sure.
How was that to hear him talking about it as well, though? Because it's no holds barred, isn't it?
No. He had some issues, you know, and it was unfortunate. Nobody expected it. There literally was a show that night, you know, there's 20,000 people waiting in the arena, and he didn't show up. So it was heartbreaking. And it's been 11 years, so we've obviously all had to move on from that. But there's nothing but love. You know, there was never any animos. He had issues that he, you know, just had to confront.
And did you watch the show together?
We did watch the first 3 episodes together.
I love that. Round at your house or his house?
My house, yeah.
And what did you discuss as you watched it?
Look what happened. Yeah.
Did you? No, but you did. It didn't like resurrect any emotions or anything.
There was joy as we sat together. It was just the two of us. I can't reiterate it enough. There is no animos. He's taken a path on his journey.
Yeah.
That, you know, being in a rock band is not a life sentence.
Yeah.
He was there for 30 of the 40 years.
Yeah.
You know, everything along the way is what got me to where I am today.
Yeah.
Could you see him coming back? Could you do some stuff
There's
together?
always an opportunity. He knows 3/4 of the songs. but it's not that I'm looking for that or he's looking for that or anybody's looking for that.
It'd be a wonderful reunion, though, for you guys and for the fans as well, of course.
Like I keep saying, there's no animos, I swear to you.
Yeah.
One of the things, there's so much in the documentary, the album cover, Slippery When Wet, and how that came about, but also Living on a Prayer. You talk really honestly about the fact that you guys wrote Living on a Prayer and you were like, yeah, it's all right.
No, it was good, but you have to remember that the simplicity of writing a song that happens with an acoustic guitar and a stand-up piano that bass line, which is so integral to the song, and the drum beat didn't come until we went to rehearsal. Writing the lyric and writing the chord changes was one thing. Going in and working it up with the band was another.
But that's the magic of writing a song, right? Because you can walk out of the studio from your perspective going, right, we've got 4 songs, we've got a nice sort of vocal, but actually, yeah, it's going to be OK. But then suddenly it comes to life when your bandmates put their ingredients in as well.
That's correct.
recipe.
You know, it's the collective we that makes the magic. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Bruce Springsteen features in the doc as well.
Does.
You talk really smartly about it, where you say, when he was there, I had something to reach for. I could see it, I could be it. And your friends in real life, you go on fun car journeys.
Sure, we're old friends, but the E Street Band, there were 7 members.
Right.
The Asbury Jukes, there were 10 members. This was 25 miles south of my childhood home. Chances are you went to a bar and one of them was going to be there. So it was like touching Santa Claus wherever you went, which made the impossible seem possible. The English bands that we were brought up on, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Queen, Elton John, those were bigger than life.
Yes.
But when you had the E Street Band and the Asbury Jukes 25 miles south and they were making records and singing songs about our backyard, it made the impossible seem possible. And they were 12 years older than I was, so they were always like big brothers.
Yeah, they've got advice for you. And now you actually take a car journey together. And...
Yeah, it's a story in the film now that's getting a lot of pickup, because I guess it makes sense. You know, you have the 2 of us driving around New Jersey. People see it and they think, you know, it's George Washington and Thomas Jefferson. You know?
It's like pictures of Bigfoot.
It's Bigfoot, yeah. and you know, we do that often.
Do you?
Yeah, we do.
Like about what?
5 times a year, 6 times a year. So every couple of months we just go for a few hours. No phones, no radio, no body.
Yeah.
So that we can just, you know,
just
catch
chat.
up.
So there's no music. You're not arguing over who
Unless we're playing each other a new song. Or
right. Okay.
But other than that, it's the radio's off because the time is catching up with friends.
Precious.
Talking of music, on the new album there is a song that you've dedicated to your daughter. Because of course you're now.
She may be the only one on the planet that hasn't heard it at this point.
Oh yes, because it's for her wedding.
I was too afraid to play it for her.
No.
So she's not heard it. When is she going to hear it?
On the day?
On the wedding day?
No, or when the record comes out. Sometime between now and then I will get a backbone and play it for her.
Isn't that funny that after all these years you're still nervous about playing a song for your daughter that you've written for her wedding?
I wrote a little song when she was 5 years old called I Got the Girl on an album called Crush that had It's My Life on it. Now she's 30 years old and getting married. You blink your eye and these things happen.
I know.
And so there's a song called Kiss the Bride on the record that's quite moving for me as the dad.
That sounds big. And of course, your son's getting married to...
2 of my sons are getting married, but one of them, yes, Jake and Millie Bobby Brown.
Lovely Millie Bobby Brown, so you're welcoming her into the family.
we
How are you feeling about sort of the growth
there
of the
is
family
like, it's crazy time. You know, 3 weddings in a year.
That sounds like a film title.
Curtis movie. That's what it is.
And the album.
Yeah, and the documentary's called Thank You, Good Night. This doesn't mean the end, does it?
No.
Good.
You know, when you think about it from my perspective, the last thing I say to an audience on any given night is, thank you. Thank you for giving me a couple of hours of your life. And I wish you well into the good night.
One of the things that we have here, of course, you'll know of Glastonbury, and there is the Legends slots on a Sunday night at Glastonbury. Bon Jovi, would they ever be keen to go down and do Glastonbury? Would you do it?
I've done about every other thing in this nation, you know. I mean, why not?
Yes. Let's get Emily Evis on the phone.
How many
on the phone?
times
We could
have
sort
I
this out
played,
before the end of the show.
Hyde Park and Wembley and everything else. I mean, sure. If we go out on the road again, what's the big, you know,
What's the big deal?
Bon Jovi at Glastonbury.
Big deal.
And
no
loads of
biggie.
people getting in touch, John Imogen. Seeing you guys at Wembley in 1995, the most surreal experience I've ever had. The whole stadium was rocking. Wendy, I love Bon Jovi. My room was covered in their posters. Karina's been in touch. She said, my mum met John and the boys back in 1989. They signed her arm. She then got them tattooed. Have you got the picture? There you go, look. That's Karina's mum's arm that was signed by all of Bon Jovi.
Crazy.
She's had tattooed on.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's just amazing, Jay. I'm a massive fan of Bon Jovi. We'd love it if Richie would come back. Is there any chance we haven't? We've already talked about that. Batsy, your music is medicine for the soul. Your songs open me up to seeing the beauty within the chaos of the world. So thank you.
Brilliant.
There's an amazing array of messages from different people that just love the music, John.
It
Thanks
fascinates me, and I'm grateful for all of it. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you and Good Night is out on the 26th of April, Disney+, and the album Forever is in June.
Yes.
Couldn't you continue good luck with the vocal rehab
Yes,
and all that?
please.
And
That's
fingers
good.
crossed we'll
Keep
get you back
going,
out.
keep going. We want 100%.
Yeah, too right.
Jon
Right
Bon
on.
Jovi.
Thanks, guys.
Swear